kingfish on the new Jack Flash lure. See it flashing away there, so pretty happy with that. Just a bigger buddy, just a prototype of the Jack Flash lure, but I just thought I'd do a little recording, show you how I kind of do the whole slow pitch thing. So you can do it with a soft bait rod, but a dedicated slow pitch rod and reel set does make the job a bit easier. It certainly doesn't, it's not essential, but one of the key things to do is, because that lure wants to flutter all the way down, believe it or not, if you just let it free fall, if you watch, if I let it free fall, it won't drop, as it'll catch up and it won't drop as fast as if I thumb the spool just slightly. So just by thumbing the spool, what you're doing is you're catching it and making it drop vertically, because you're holding one end of it up, and so it's actually going to fall faster. Whereas if you just let it go down and free spool, it's going to go like this, which might be right, you might get hit on the way down, but what you're really after is, now that we're at the bottom, setting ourselves up pretty much to strike pressure, and then just giving it, you're pitching it, so you're flicking it up in the air, flicking it up in the water column, and then letting it flutter back down, and then flicking it up again, letting it flutter down. And often I'm just giving it, there we go, we've got the fish on, I'm often just giving it a quarter turn or a half turn with each time as it gets to the bottom of that fall, to catch it up, I'm giving it a quick quarter turn or half turn. This is a very small fish, whatever it is, but nice to have something there anyway. And obviously there's quite a bit of current here. Ideally you want to be working it vertically in the water column, but hey, if there's fish here, we'll go with what's going, shall we? Let's see what we've got. Might be another rat king. I'm hoping for a snapper, or even a nice trevally for a bit of sashimi for tea. Let's see how we get on. But just about anything in the ocean will come up. I'll pick these guys up, as I think we're going to see. It might even be a Johnny. What we got here? Oh no, old bucket mouth, old granddaddy harpooker. Anybody like eating these things? Yeah, mate. You like them? Yep. We've got some big spikes in them though, eh? Yep. I'll need the net. Can you get the net from behind you? If somebody wants to eat them, we're going to take them home. There you go. These are nice photographing fish anyway. Nice to be colour coordinated. The water clarity is not too bad for whangaparaoa. So as you can see there, I've tied the leader line off to the solid ring, and then you use the split ring to connect to your lure. And one of the advantages of that setup is that then if you want to change lure colours, you just open that split ring and you can thread another lure on. But what I've done here that's a bit different from what you'd see on a lot of slow pitch lures is, not only have we got one solid ring there, but I've got a second solid ring. It's actually got the assist rigs and the hooks tied off on it. And the reason for that is that it gives maximum movement. So you've got a split ring there, solid ring, split ring, and then another solid ring holding the hooks. And by doing that, it means that those hooks can flop around a lot as the lure is descending through the water column, and it makes those hooks a lot easier for the fish to suck in, because we've gone for a pretty stiff Kevlar braid, so they've got the strength that fish aren't going to bite through that Kevlar, but by putting it on another solid ring, it just gives it a whole lot more movement. Now, not everybody likes that. Some people would prefer to tie straight off onto that solid ring there, and probably take the other solid ring off. So tying the main leader line straight onto that, the same solid ring as has the hooks on it. But as you can see, as I'm holding it there, it's going to have a lot, they'll still flop around, but not as much as they would otherwise. And so that's why we set it up with two. You can choose to take that solid ring off and just use the normal one, which would be a standard setup. But when you're fishing light soft baiting gear like I am, with a light little reel, it's probably only capable of about 5 kilos of drag at the best of times, then I see there's no reason why you shouldn't use the 2 solid ring setup and enjoy that increased manoeuvrability of the hooks. There's no way with only 5 kilos of drag that you're going to open up that split ring when you're fighting a fish. So that's what that's about. And then you can see on the other end we've got a lighter split ring, which is just designed to hold those dinner bells. So the dinner bells are an optional extra. It's such a light split ring that you can open it with your fingernail and just wind it off. But they're giving you sound and vibration behind your lure, and it's certainly been working out here tonight. We've picked up a snapper and a couple of carwais so far, and bite time hasn't kicked in yet. So yeah, just that optional extra, being able to put the dinner bells on there, and they're working well. In fact, I've been forgetting to even put the secret sauce in. So try a bit of secret sauce or Procure. So this is the Procure shrimp. So we'll just fill up the cavity there until we see it starting to come out the bleed hole at the back. There we go. And now we've got vibration and we've got scent as well. So that's with the Procure bait sauce. So the way I fish these things is I'm often, when I'm in shallow water like this, I like to cast it ahead of the boat just to make the most of the available water column. I'm only in 11 metres here, but there's good sign coming up, so I'll give it a try. Just almost a lob, just using a soft bait rod and flicking it ahead. Close the drag immediately because I want to make the most of that lure fluttering down through the water column. So it'll be falling sideways as it goes down, or falling horizontally as it goes down through the water column. And I'm just giving it the odd lift, much of a stronger lift than I would if I was soft baiting, because I want to lift that lure back up in the water column and then have it flutter back down again. And then when I'm getting close to the bottom, then don't be afraid to let it bounce along the bottom, and then give it those lifts as it's coming back through towards you. Number 2 on Mr. Jack Flash lure. Here he comes. I'll bring him up a bit closer to the boat. See him there? Definitely a legal type of a kill. So, the idea is grab the tail, hang on with dear life. Got him! Good beauty! Come here, you. How's that? King on the Jack Flash lure. Pretty happy with that. Woohoo! Come back. There we go. Hold him so you can see him a bit better. There we go. Good size king. Woo! So that was just a little 60-gram Jack Flash. It's got a big concave in it there which helps it to really rock and hang on the way down. Anyway, I'll get this guy ready for the freezer. See you all later. Have a good evening. Keep an eye out for the old Jack Flash lures. They will be coming out very shortly.